I'm pretty sure that's the first thing that went live.
All right. Oh, we started? Did we
Yeah,
start?
Did we
we did.
start?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. As soon as I was certain we were live, I just.
Okay, there's this
Um,
episode where they go, is at the end
Oh,
of the
no,
episode,
no, we
"What
can't. I
about
can't lose.
Millhouse?
I
Is
can't.
Millhouse ever all right? Like,
I can't lose control this early. It's fine. I did last time.
gain control, sir.
I will kick you from the server. I don't have that power. Just leave me. Be nice. It's fine. All right. So, hi everybody. We're again going to be playing our D&D game, following the ongoing adventures of the Dawnforged company. They've been to the abyss, back there in the astral sea. They've overturned governments. They've helped establish fledgling civilizations. And now they've saved many from marauding space pirates in a sea of uncertainty, and find themselves having a night of rest for the first time in a very long time. Last session, Zarek sat with one of the Githzerai Anarch, one of the highest in his society, capable of creating and anchoring things in this plane of existence. Actually responsible for the library in Shraket Lor, and was sat down and meditated with, in a dream, his brother, Zarloth. Now, while they went back and forth, philosophically arguing the value of Phobator's plan to isolate every individual and push them off into a dream reality of their own, where they can do whatever they wish without hurting anyone. Zarek, along with the Anarch, more mitigating. What's the word I'm looking for?
Midichlorian.
That's it. Midichloriating the conversation. Also showed mediating. Thank you. Showed them both how to create a mode of potential. Basically, pull from this plane of chaos into whatever plane or realm that they're on to create a small mote of potential, something that can change a situation when expended and used. So he gained the use of mote of potential after that, which is kind of fun. And then, meanwhile, the transformed Ulumfa, no longer a half-orc, but a purple tiefling, only 3.5 feet tall, was visited by Jahrok, one of the champion of Grumsh, one that is a legend amongst her people, one whose weapon she still bears with her, and Jahrok's glaive, this spear, this immensely important weapon, and said, basically, you still want to call yourself orc? You gotta then prove it to me. And after they beat the living shit out of each other, he pointed to his missing eye and said, "This is what I would give to be orc, and would you do the same?" And in the midst of the battle rage, the importance of being orc seemingly overtook Ulu, who said yes, she would give just as much. And with her eye covered by Jahrok, she awakes, blood pouring from her now missing right eye. Bloodscale once again sat down with his council of dragons, all occupying the space inside of his head, now almost every single color there, all debating on what to do, how to help, and lots of discussion about what the future might hold, and convincing the black to not be such an asshole in the future. But also finding out that the black loved Gilthic, the now missing Octarine, and was on that side of things before falling into despair and becoming the antithesis of color, draining it instead of giving it. And that is how the black came to be. Black, and how darkness came to fall on the world. Vice slept soundly, just enjoying a great night's fucking rest. And we find ourselves at the beginning of the night, for Zephyr, Mesnos, and Uza. They have locked themselves in Zephyr's room, and Zephyr has started the summon ritual around her father. Chiron Nifset, her true name only known to his true name only known to Zephyr of Razi Nifset. They go through the ritual all together, drawing the outlines of blood, making the circle of summoning, adding her blood to the parchment as she places her bloody hand onto the parchment as the blood collects up and it just becomes completely soaked in blood. It lights on fire. The fire burning the paper completely into nothing and burning throughout all the symbols as the blood pours rapidly towards the skull in the middle of the center. It wraps up and down, up over the sides, up over the back, and around 6 different ways. All the blood pooling in behind the eye sockets of the skull of her father. As the flame quickly follows the blood as if a fuse lit, the eyes quickly become flame, staring out back at the world as the skull raises into the air. And as the skull reaches the height you remember your father being, he was a large, very, he was devil, archdevil. And as the skull raises into the air, the flames pour out of the eyes like blood. Drops of fire pouring and forming a body beneath. As going upwards, the blood and fire engulf the scalp, run across the horns, creating an entire flaming being in the shape of your father in the middle of this place. I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw because this room is a little small to keep him in. So I need to know if you guys can group up and not get hurt by this. So, okay. So
Twice, but it's okay.
all good. Oh no, Ulu, you're good. He's not so big it'll break out of the room. So as this fire creature expands, Uza, you're the only one who's able to jump out of the way because it's expanding rapidly, and so you're able to jump to the door. Zephyr and Mesnos try, but both of you are caught in this expanding blaze of this demon being summoned in. And from what sounds like a miles away echoing, you hear, "Who summons me? What fool? What treacherous fool would dare?" It's both. Both of you are caught and licked by the flames.
I am going to, usher everybody else outside the door. How much damage are we taking?
So you guys take 16 points of fire damage. But fortunately, both of you are resistant to fire damage, so you guys only take 8, I believe.
Okay.
Is this one of those I can use my evasion for and take none?
You dodged out of the way. You had a 26 to save, so you're good. Yeah, there was no half damage. It was just getting out of the way in time, so it was a all or nothing. And then eventually you see flesh start to wrap around the face and pour down the body. And
does it look like it's happening slowly and like it's going to finish on its own?
It does look like it is going to finish on its own. You also see vestments of flame just start to light around as this form is being summoned complete. You see the form slowly as it's taking shape. Now the mouth moving with the words, and it's sounding closer and closer with each syllable. "There can be only 2 reasons to summon me. There can only be 2 individuals who would dare. If you are not they, and some poor unfortunate soul, You will find I will not be a servant. And the eyes flare at that point. And as they do, the blood fills the eyes again, and they shut. The fire, as they shut, the fire goes out of the body. You see the form of your father, Chiron Nifset, floating in air, exactly as you remember him. As his feet touch the ground, he looks to all of you and reaches and pulls a silver sword from his belt. Tell me, which of us is to die, and if neither, why?
Neither. I've grown up, but you don't recognize your own blood when you see it?
You see, his head shifts a little bit, and then his eyes go wide, and you see
Tackle him.
You what?
I tackle him with a giant hug.
Make just a strength check for me. He's hard to tackle, but
I'm
you're
not trying
really
to knock him off, but I'm trying to just
Oh,
hard
yeah.
hug.
Okay.
So basically, if he's caught unawares, he's gonna knock his air out.
perfect.
least.
As you dive in, you see his hand still has the sword, and as you hit it, you just knock it out of his hand. And as you're hugging him, he's like, Zephyr? And he looks around. This is. And he kind of like pulls you away from him so he can get a better look as he doesn't like, he almost goes to pick you up, then realizes you're a full grown person and doesn't pick you up like you're a child, because he's of the size he could do that. You see like a moment of respect as he takes a second and he smiles. And it has worked. Tell me of how have you found me? It felt as if I was lost forever. And judging by you, it was far too long.
You were gone underground in our old estate. You were just a shadow of yourself, just a skull.
The resurrection chamber.
You barely maintained yourself and eventually gave in. But I collected your head. And I got the necklace.
You have the amulet then.
I do.
Excellent.
And he's dead.
You see he smiles at that. Then it was all worth it. You are safe. He is dead.
The estate's no longer ours, though. But I took all the important documents and stuff, and recipes and whatnot.
His eyes pure fire when you say the estate is not there, and like you can tell his face and it doesn't change hardly at all, but the fire just bursts out of his eyes, and then he just closes them again, and once he opens them, they're once again that blood red, but you remember. Who has taken the estate, if not you? Who has stolen your birthright?
It was between Selazat and the Ustranik, and I had to team up with him to kill Menelephus. I was lucky
Ustranik,
not to be bonded.
The rat.
He served a purpose, but my home isn't there, and neither's yours. You promised me we'd get off that plane forever.
I promised you.
You deserved a chance to see.
There are not many places that will not hunt me. There are things and enemies that I have you are unaware of. Where are we now?
We're in limbo? Shit, is that right?
You're in the limbo astral sea. It's fine.
Yeah, the astral
Same
sea.
thing.
Limbo.
Very well.
Gives you options.
And your companions, what say you of devils! As he looks at both Uza and Mesnos as his eyes flare again.
I motion to Uza. I'm like, he's like a little brother to me. His
Whoa.
name's
Just give the
Uza.
little brother wave.
He's kind
As
of
you
one of
do,
my best
flames
friends.
again, instantly out. He very well. You have found friends. That is good.
I have an entire group. We're actually focused on saving the world right now.
Saving the world from what? You've defeated an archdevil. What possibly
A
could
would-be
stand
god,
in your way? Which one?
Phobator, god of nightmares.
Oh, I know the name, but Phobator is no godling, merely an immortal, last I saw.
That's
Interesting
not the case
times.
anymore.
Very well.
Anyway, this.
What is your plan to kill him?
Well, hang on. And I kind of move aside a little bit so he can see Mesnos. I'm like, this is now Mesnos' form. He found me.
You see it for his. He like looks really closely, and you are not some lying creature pretending to be my keeper of the book. Mesnos pulls the book out, holds it up. I was given a task, and I have kept my task and my word, though the years were much longer than intended, and the debt of life that I now owe is the least I can give for the extended period of time she had to live under the monster. Interesting, then. And
I grew up with Menelephus.
Now he's under the monster.
Ha, ha, ha.
yeah.
Why do you say that? What does that mean?
I would like to stealth out of this awkward situation.
Roll stealth check. No?
I grew up under Menelephus, and an adventuring troop rescued me. Her name was Ronat. She was a druid, and she raised me in her ways.
So you have become a child of the earth and of the abyss, somewhere between. I like that.
She taught me that my demonic self was natural to me,
Your
and
mother
it
would
wasn't
have
evil
liked
or
that.
bad, but I was
mean,
raised in hell.
well, then you're right. You should not have to go back there.
But I mean, I'm as whole as I can be. I mean, scarred, sure, but my wings were repaired not too long ago, so I can fly again.
Excellent. You know, there are those, especially in the deep, that say no one is whole without scars. They help
Plenty to
stitch us
spare.
together. I can
But
imagine.
it feels better having them knowing that the person who caused them is gone.
Oh, to have a body again. And did you save any of my things? My staff?
I did. Oh, is the staff of the Magi yours?
All of the things in the estate were mine, especially in the treasury, the armory. Were you able to...
Oh,
Get
we looted
anything.
the whole thing. We ransacked the place.
That's a girl.
I do hand him the magic saddle Periton.
A steed. You know, the plan was to give you this as you got older. And, never got around to it. Now you don't even need it. You can fly yourself. I'm far too big for this particular trinket, but it will go well for one of those who maybe cannot fly. I assume you said you have friends. How many are you?
Well, I have a half-orc friend named Ulu. Githra Zai or Yankee?
Zai.
Githrazai named Zadok. Vicer.
He's
It's
a human.
just human Vicer,
Hmm.
and a dragonborn named Bloodscale. He's like an older brother to me.
So you have found a family.
Close as I could get. I should.
It's
I
not
look over to Mesnos and kind of give him the look like, do you want to tell him or should I?
You see, just
Oz is actually gonna stealth out at this point.
go and roll a stealth check. And then Mesnos, you see Mesnos looks over and he doesn't quite get what you're going at for a second, and then you see his eyes kind of go a little bit wide as he realizes, and he's just like, and he just kind of freezes up just a little bit. Let's see, stealth of 30. Let's see. Yeah, that's gonna be enough. And, yeah, so Mesnos just freezes up as you remind him of the current situation. Once at this point, Chiron continues to speak. If you were not to grow up with me, or I'm glad that you found a family, something that can fill the spaces between, the companions that you have in this life, more than define everything.
At this point,
feels like.
I'm gonna hold Mesnos' hand and kind of pull him by my side.
And you see Chiron, he's kind of looking up like above you guys at this point, like just musing out loud, thinking like as he goes through this little speech of his. And truly, your mother taught me that more than Mesnos. Why are you holding my daughter's hand? Well, that you cannot be serious. And he looks over at you, Zephyr. Mesnos.
To be fair, he started out as a rat demon.
Oh, well, that explains everything.
But I liked him anyway, and when we were in the Feywild, he got this form, and things just kind of happened.
All right, then. Don't make me kill you, Mesnos, as I feel you're no longer bound to me. It would be my only recourse if something were to happen. You see Mesnos just nods quietly. I'm serious. I will kill you. He just keeps nodding.
With that, I'd like your blessing.
I'm sorry. For what?
Us.
Oh. You do not need that. Yeah. One of the things your mother taught me about your other half was that it was an imposition to ask others' permission for things concerning the heart or how they feel, and I promised her it would be your decision. So, if you want my blessing, you have it, for you do not need it. It's like
I knew
asking
that,
for
but
air.
it would be nice to have anyway.
Then you have it. If it makes you happy to the point where... And he just stares at Mesnos. Where you are happy and protecting each other and continue always to make each other happy. I have no qualms. Although I will have maybe a few standards. But of those I will elaborate later, for I am alive again. I am no longer wandering, a mind with no body, slowly going insane.
First thing I'm going to do is I am going to pull out some of the family alcohol.
Yeah. Oh, you are wonderful. Now, how are we to disguise ourselves, as I'm sure our kind is not welcome?
We don't have to disguise ourselves.
Not even any gestures to himself.
You're my father, and if they have a problem with that, they have a problem with me, which is a big problem for my group.
And
So long as you don't hurt anyone.
are we guests in someone else's?
We are
house?
guests.
Very well. If we are guests, then I shall try to make myself a little more presentable. And he shrinks down. He's still taller than you, but he's now medium humanoid stature.
They're still bigger than everybody in the room.
I mean, I can only do so much.
Just watch out walking through the doorway. It's kind of slim.
Does
But
nobody
yes.
make... It's the nice thing about hell is the doorways are wide. He kind of turns his head sideways to get out.
Choose some food and let's get completely drunk.
That sounds wonderful. And here's the character art that I found for Chiron, if you want to look at it. It's
Character
now
what?
Character art, as close as I could figure. You can always, of course, if you find something that fits better, but it should be in your journal, top of the page now, if you want to see.
Oh, you're good.
Perfect, okay.
That's great.
It's like Archdevil, but not terrifying. So, so where do you want to go get food and eat and drink?
There was an area for food, right?
Yes, yeah. Just making sure that's where you're going.
Yeah, that's where we're going, and I'm gonna kind of go ahead and kind of let everybody know ahead if anybody's in there. Like, hey, I have a +1. It's my father. Don't worry.
So, as you
Don't
head
attack
to, at this point, I think only Noneros would be there. The guy who fought Zadok. And he's sitting alone, just eating. As you enter, he just nods to all of you and just keeps on eating. Doesn't even faze him. How long do you want to drink and be merry?
Definitely gonna finish off the entire flask that I had.
Perfect. And as you're drinking, he's like, you know, the best part about this is you can really taste the blood that went into it. It gives it that certain tang. It's wonderful. It's hard to make, you know. Not a lot of beings willing to give up their blood, and it has to be willing for it to have the right flavor. He swerves around this kind of... let's see, this was the whiskey. Yep.
You had intellect devourers in.
Yes. Yeah. That was...
I'm really glad we didn't let them out by accident. That could have killed the group.
Intellect devourers can kill a lot of things. They also make things far more willing to give up whatever they... they also... Now, you know, every time you drink this, you can feel that something behind it. It's a delighted memory. The intellect devourers would train specifically to hunt down the best memories. And then we would ferment the alcohol, the blood, and with the intellect devourers, and it gave it that extra delight. He tips back a glass.
But I do make potions, and I tell them about the potions I've made. I tell them I'm particularly proud of Mauling Madness and Dead Man's Revenge.
So he laughs when you tell about Fire Scritch, as he's clearly imagining somebody being like fire scritched. The others, he like nods very approvingly. He's like, "Now that is something you have got there. Now the Dead Man's Revenge. Do you see what they see, or are they in the hell all of their own?"
They're in hell all of their own. I was going to make him drink it before I killed him, but he wanted to get the last word in edgewise, and I decided not to let him and killed him instead.
That is good. His poison tongue no longer needs to be stilled, for it is stilled forever.
He tortured so many souls.
Have you figured out what the amulet does?
I kind of flip the amulet around, and I'm like, at first I thought it was a way to bring you back.
No. Far less complicated than that. You can use it to anchor your soul. Now, you know, most devils and demons are anchored to a plane of existence. If they die on another one, they can come back on their home plane. This is particular in the fact that you can anchor your soul to it alone. So when you die, you come back wherever the amulet is. And if there's something close, some sort of matter, whether it be organic in nature, you will be able to use that. And that's why all the bones and everything around the amulet. But if you have it on your person, and you're confident in yourself, it can give you a second life with a little bit of time for your soul to come back. But you don't have to be resurrected in hell. It is the only way for you to anchor your soul. For being a tiefling, you are not anchored. You are as other mortals. When you die, you are dead. But if you anchor your soul to the amulet, you need not worry about death, the afterlife, or anything. You can embrace this unique aspect of your heritage.
I mean, that would be wonderful, but it's going to become pretty moot soon. I'm studying, and soon I'll have achieved the ability to age at a fraction of the rate I do.
Nature finds a way.
Thousands of years.
So maybe your bow over there, just a messed up, so he kind of shrinks a little bit. Maybe it'll work for him. Now, the thing is, once your soul is anchored to it, you can use the same power that would normally be used to resurrect yourself to save another from dying, as I did for you. But it feeble-minds your body and leaves the rest of you, your soul, unattached to anything, flying, wandering through the plains, experiencing nothing, seeing many things, but not able to remember them without a brain. You will become a flash of experiences, and an eternity or a second passes. You are unable to tell the difference. And it is something I wish you not to do under any circumstances. Promise me you will not do this. And after the silence hangs in the air for a second, and he looks at you very intently. Promise me.
I have obligations, things I have to do. And it may come to a point where my life is one of them.
But the life of another, do not give it to become disconnected, a wandering soul. Let someone else save the life. I'm sure there are others among you. You yourself, practicing the healing craft, are you not able to help them after death, as you did with me? Promise you will not use the amulet.
All right, I won't use it. I mean, I can resurrect people in different bodies, but...
Good. Sorry. It's just something, with everything else I was not able to save you from. I must be able to save you from that.
Well, caught up, shall we? And then time skip to we're going to drink a lot and then go to bed, and I'm going to share some Bard Spice with him.
Perfect. Okay.
And
The rest of the time, there's reminiscing, and a lot of it's stuff that you didn't really remember but they're occasionally things that do spark a memory long forgotten of actual times before Menelaphis that all had been kind of beaten out of you mentally, like just the overall experience and exhaustion of the what happened to you kind of made these memories fade. But through the stories that he shares, it's like it's the strangest of deja vu, because everything he says rings true and you have the memories, but it's like they were locked away almost, like you didn't have them, and you thought you'd remembered perfectly, you thought you'd held on to these memories as well as you could, but every story he tells seems to unlock just this extra small bit of history with him. And as you share the bard spice, which doesn't seem to affect him at all, unfortunately, but he kind of laughs as you're enjoying it. You guys head back to your room, and you guys fall asleep, except for Chiron. Doesn't need to sleep, so he just kind of, I will watch the door, and he sits and, hovering about good 2 feet off the ground, waiting. All right.
Is he in the room with us while we're sleeping?
He doesn't know where else to go. Yeah.
That's fair. Oh my god, that's gonna be so awkward because there's only one bed for me and Mesnos.
His back is definitely towards you. He does not look at you guys, but like his reasoning it was, and he would have told you this, that he didn't want anybody to encounter him without you around, for the trouble that could cause everybody. All right. Anybody else doing anything this night? We done with this night. Uza, I know you snuck away. Did you just go to bed?
Yeah, I just went to the same room I shared with Bloodscale.
Perfect.
Don't look in the corner.
Ah!
You do notice that all of Bloodscale's eyes are closed, which is nice.
Stealthily just go up and like look at them. Are they like flittering around in there?
Oh yeah, they're
REM
all
sleep.
They're all REM sleep, but not together, not synchronized asynchronously. So they're all different levels and variations of speed.
Oh man,
One's just not.
that's
One is just like, nah.
some shit going on in there tonight. I'm gonna grab an extra blanket because last time this happened, it got really fucking cold, and just tuck myself in and. Let's scale. Don't be weird, but Zephyr's dad's back. Yeah, I figured you were out. And I'll go to bed.
Perfect. All right. So
Wait. There's a 2-minute pause, and then just with don't look in the corner.
God, I want to look at the corner now.
All right. Perfect. So
You just see a bear cloak covering up a lump.
Oh God, I shouldn't have looked at the corner.
all right. With that, the night passes, and you all awaken the next day. And as you, so, you all kind of like head out. I'm assuming to this larger area. I'm gonna just put you guys out just outside of your rooms. So how are you gonna introduce?
Can we mark a full rest?
Yes, yeah, mark a full rest. Absolutely. Oh, these guys are gone.
Even Mesnos, who had the most awkward night known to man.
Yep, even Mesnos, even Zephyr. Yeah, Mesnos clearly didn't sleep very well. Like normally his hair just kind of takes care of itself, but it's all fucking like, you can tell it's like, he looks like he slept very still, like he didn't move at all once he was laying down.
You look like crap, bro.
You're not wrong.
My dad's in the room.
Your dad? Wait. What?
One.
I raised my actual dad from the dead. He's back. And he's in the room. And I open the door. I'm like, guys, this is my dad, Chiron.
Chiron steps out at his full size. He looks.
Hello.
Hello.
This is
Ah,
Derek, Bloodscale, Uza, Vicer, and Ulu.
Pleasure to meet all of you. You here are the family of Zephyr.
right. Same to you. Great. Well, welcome. How's it going? What do you have? I don't know. What's the plan here? Are you?
I was just about to ask all of you the same thing. I
Oh,
hear
really?
you want to kill a godling.
Yeah, if you're up for helping.
How are we doing this?
Well, we were
Shit,
about
do
to
we not have a plan for that?
Do you
Bloodscale is currently running small interference. If anybody who happens to look upon this go, what the fuck? He's like, it's okay. It's fine.
you actually as people walk by, you see for the most part they just nod in all of your direction. As if
There's just a bunch of thumbs up.
Still not the weirdest thing that happened yesterday. I mean, just
One
point at
point-
all your eyes.
even the Anarch.
Speaking of odd things, you're not a small demon anymore. I see, Ulu.
your eye.
Yeah, Ulu now having the blood wrap, and those of you who went on the Orc Vision Quest, it does look exactly the same as you remember Joshruck's looking in the vision.
Jarok.
This place is too weird.
Great guy.
I see.
Wow. Do you want
Glad
me
to
to
see.
heal that?
Do you want to just borrow one of mine?
Ha!
I wouldn't say no.
Okay, so I'm gonna come up and shit. She. Did you actually lose your eye?
There is no eye there.
Found it. Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay,
Found it, yeah.
Me healing it would just basically close the wound, but wouldn't regrow her eye.
I believe there's the heal spell regenerates limbs. I cannot remember. Do you have anything that regenerates?
No,
limbs?
regenerate does that.
Okay, yeah, you need something that would, yeah, you can close
I
the
had
wound.
to pay the price, so that's fine.
Was there a piper?
Uh,
No, that's a bad joke.
Technically,
I'm very
it's
nervous.
orc toll.
Is it-
Do you want me to
10 foot.
try? I can cast regenerate and see if that works, or is this going to not work anyway because yeah.
I'd settle for it to just not be oozing anymore.
Okay, so I cast Cure Wounds.
Yep. The wound closes. There are no longer blood tears coming out. The only thing that remains is a slightly darker patch on the blood red.
Someone is upset.
You're gonna have to worry
Poor
about your depth.
Zephyr.
No worries, you're gonna have to worry about your depth perception now, so just be aware of that when you're fighting. Might take some getting used to.
That's right. We'll help you get lots of practice. High five.
If you go for the high five, do
Gonna
you?
crack my knuckles.
You know,
No practice then. Good luck.
I have a feeling when it comes to battle, she'll be fine.
Probably.
just, don't do the bowing.
I have a feeling that even with the bow, she'll be
Never
fine.
Ah, yeah.
worry at that anyway.
On a side note, Zephyr, if you're handing out spells, I'm just gonna shake my metal arm. You got a greater restoration in there?
I think remove curse works as well.
With
Oh,
his
it's-
metal arm?
Yeah, I've got that electrical glove that helps me
The
tinker,
tinkering
but
gauntlet that's cursed.
it's cursed, and I need.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I cast Greater Restoration.
Yay.
Perfect. You're able to take off an unattuned, was it Dimbane's?
Jim Bane's electrical gauntlet.
That's pretty fucking mean.
Do you think it was the wind that seemed like this?
No, he was the dick who took over the tinkering shop, who barely knew how to tinker, but he used that to BS his way through.
We stole all of his bombs.
Mm-hmm.
And I think his
Still
personal firm.
side-eyeing Zephyr's dad.
So he's watching all of this, and then he kind of. So, there is no plan.
No, we have something of a plan. Right now, we just need to figure out if we wrapped everything up we need to do here. I kind of look over at Zarek and.
So look over at
Sure.
Zarek.
You notice Zerek's brother has come in with him and is standing next to him. Awake.
Hello there, how are you doing? You feeling better?
I feel foolish.
That happens to all of us.
Not
It's all very confusing anyway. Have we mission accomplished then? You're not gonna like go over to the dark side or anything?
No.
The generic,
I'm
non-specific dark side? That's really just a metaphor, not a specific franchise.
not Dark Side TM, just the regular shadowy
Yeah, yeah,
side. Yeah. No, the allure is tarnished. For me.
That's great. That sounds like we need to getting back to the Eyrie, right?
Yeah.
Make sure that there's no impending war, hopefully, there. I don't know how time works here, but I'm hoping that we can get back to something resembling what we left.
And this will help accomplish.
Well, you see, we have a plan involving a very secret relic, what will help us basically gather every ally we've built along the way, including armies of dwarves and orcs, and, you know,
Aarakocra.
Aarakocra, of course.
And we still have to go to the Desert Scar.
We do need to go to the Desert Scar Orc to get their, you know, get their help as well. Side note, did we get we still need the last gem for the dagger though, still, right?
You have it. You need to get them magically set.
Ah, okay. And is that in the Desert Scar? Is that the idea?
Honestly, I'm not sure why you guys want to go to the Desert Scar. But you can if you want.
I thought we had to go there for Ulu.
Ulu's thing.
No, Ulu left, and then she had the dream where you know, her father died, and he let her know that they'd been trying to fight off the things in the night and were no longer capable of doing so, and had to move into the town.
Okay, so then
where we
we
go.
want to go to the Eyrie and then get that thing magically set and then fight a god.
What if?
And
Wait,
okay,
if
and then
they're
maybe
in
get a
Kern-
message to those orcs then.
Well,
Yes.
I mean,
if-
the travel
yeah, if
through
that-
once we have it set.
If they're in Kern, wouldn't we go to Kern and get them?
Using Kern?
The orcs?
Once we have the
Okay.
dagger complete, we can get to anyone at any time.
No,
It'll be very
We're going to the Eyrie to make sure that Hobby and his friends didn't lie to us.
and start
Guys,
And we're
Don't
going back to Kern.
I have transport via plants and I have touched trees in Kern and in the Eyrie. So I can take us back and forth once we
Fine.
get back to the right plane.
And
So-
once the dagger's complete, we'll be able to even transcend planes. We may even be able to say hello to the Fae if we need.
So your plan is to throw everything at a god.
At
Every
least-
stinking little bit. Oh, speaking of which, we also have a god on our side, and I'm gonna dangle my.
Hmm.
You may have noticed our electrical friend here. His devotion is paid off in many odd ways.
That is good.
Did you have a better
Thunder
plan?
buddies for life.
God
So,
damn it.
are you planning on fighting him in his own realm?
I think that getting him out of his own realm is kind of key to victory, honestly.
Well, hold on. So, because we didn't talk about this, what if he's
True.
bound to his plane like he is? What if we have to go there to finally finish him off?
Zadok,
Is
you
that a link
notice
we could sever with the blade?
Zadok, you notice the Anarch kind of walking over and just listening in at this point.
If anyone's listening in, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna look at him like, did you need something?
Do you mind?
To fight them on their own plane feels foolish.
That's what I was just saying, yeah.
But,
Why do you think so?
well, that is where they are the most powerful. It is also a plane which they have spent more time in creating and uncreating things.
Do you know if
Now,
they're native to that realm or if they've found it?
everyone is technically native to the realm of dreams. And
Yeah, but
the
I
only
mean, like,
being,
if I banished them with a spell, would they end up there?
no, the only
They
one,
wouldn't.
the only one who truly lives there and should ever be there permanently is the god of dream.
That's very helpful.
Now,
That
So
means we
Fervitor,
should be able to ban if we do ambush him in the realm of dreams and banish him. Well, that just means we can separate him from the realm as well too. That's
Sorry?
fantastic.
there's something I think you deserve that I think you would have gotten soon had your career with us proceeded as normal. And she goes to you, Zarek, and hands you
$5.
shackles.
I was hoping it was $5.
They're worth they're
$5 bill.
as the she
No,
hands
it's got
you
5 wrinkly ones.
She just drops them like from her hand, like all like.
The kind you have to rub on a corner to get to go in the machine. This thing is such
Exactly.
So-
Authentic. Sorry, Tuck.
That's okay. And she's like, so these are dimensional shackles. It stops any creature from using any method of extra-dimensional movement, including teleportation or travel to a different plane of existence. As long as they don't pass through a portal, there is no way for them to change from whatever plane they are in.
Alright, so we slap those on him and then take him through a portal made by the knife to somewhere that he has an extreme disadvantage.
Very well.
I mean, hell, we
I
could drop him.
appreciate this. Thank you.
Is there a
She
way we
nods.
couldn't just lure him
We may.
to the prime plane?
We could lure his forces to the prime plane with our allies and then, you know, do the old sneak around, sneak up behind him, slap on the shackles, teleport him out, beat him up.
And did you know what makes him immortal?
You know, I don't.
We did.
This I know.
People-
For it was
clapping when he dies.
no,
Power of belief.
no. This was a deal made by a devil. He wished for
Oh.
immortality.
Oh.
So they took a fraction of the god of dreams and shoved it inside of him.
Lord of mercy.
Is there a way to
How?
undo that pact?
It is not a pact. It is a physical object.
Could we carve it out of him?
You could.
And
We
which
should be
devil
able to-
did that?
Whip out both my daggers.
Sha sha sha.
No.
Entirely sure. Many have taken credit for creating an undying peasant, one who could never rise above their station, but could never die, and had to experience the same mundane horror day in and day out.
A long shot, but do I believe him?
Make an insight check.
Long shot, go!
Seems to be telling the truth. You know, he doesn't have any tells or anything like that that would indicate otherwise.
It's okay, the side-eyeing says.
all of the eyes side eye.
Yes, every single eye is like, just
I
trust
mean,
this motherfucker.
dragons around an archdemon, it all makes sense.
So, you're going to go to find him, ambush him, push him back to our realm, shackle him there, pull out the shard that is of the god, and then kill him. Do I
Is
have-
he the peasant?
What?
Yes.
So where? Wait, where is it?
Is there a way to free him of this curse? Maybe that. I mean, that's got to be a major motivating factor to all this, right?
No, he's insane. We gotta kill him.
Oh.
She.
Whoa!
You
No,
may-
he's insane. We gotta kill him.
You have. You've seen the depths
That's
of
better for
corruption.
society if we remove the mentally challenged.
This is.
Hey Ty, how'd you get DL monetized?
Blackness, I didn't expect this.
Uh,
I think
Waiting
what's
for-
Who is it? Who is it that cursed him in the first place?
Who killed
I
our
just
master?
asked that. Phobator did in her dream.
Yeah, he's dying.
I'm not
I-
saying he shouldn't die. I'm just really like trying to figure out like who
the
made this
curse. The curse is
Ah, yeah.
merely immortality. Everything from that point is his own doing.
As I just asked
Fair
which devil did that, and there's no answer.
Well, he already said he doesn't know.
That's why I said that. I'm sorry. This is Bloodscale voice saying this out loud.
Oh, yeah.
I honestly think maybe we should kill him on the air elemental plane. We'd have backup.
Huh?
Do all of your
Unless
allies
we'd have a bit
fly?
more power.
Can he fly outside of the Nightmare Realm? Do we know? I mean, I've never seen him, so.
Have any of you seen him?
Have any of us? Like,
You've seen dreams supposedly of him, but
Yeah.
it's
I
you.
saw him when he was a purple Aarakocra.
There you go.
like,
Shows himself to us in representations that he thinks will appeal.
It's
you
like
never see the
it's like
movie
viewing-
Contact.
Just like Santa.
It's kind of more like Galactus.
Oh god, he does have a unkillable dude he keeps sending after us as a messenger. Does he surf on an undead body or something?
We don't know. Saying we would have more backup there. At least one of us might have some more power.
Yeah, but a lot of us can't fly. I mean, a good portion of us can.
What if we dropped him in the Fey Realm? There's certainly many powerful creatures that could help us there.
Not
We
everybody's
have
on
many
our
powerful
side
creatures
there.
that will help him.
I thought we had a
Hey.
bigger army in the Prime Plane specifically for this reason.
I mean, we do have a lot of allies there.
Yeah,
Oh.
but they might be fighting the main battle while we're flanking.
What? You could banish me now, and I could go ask a few questions of how the air elemental plane's going.
I don't think we should split up right now. Seems like a bad time for it.
I didn't mean like long term, like 54 seconds exactly.
I'm not sure how long I'm not sure how well a banish from here would really work. Kind of in a weird spot.
That's true. We haven't tried it.
That's true. Alright, so
First things first, we gotta focus on getting off this plane and back to the Prime Plane.
make sure that they don't. That our allies aren't out there diminishing our
Killing each
numbers. Yeah.
Well, so if we are gathering our forces on the prime plane, where are we gathering? Kern, the Erie.
Burn.
Kern,
We,
Kern's
we
pretty
even
well
we even
fortified.
told the hobgoblins that they should move towards Kern as allies and not as they were doing before.
Yeah.
Right, that's right.
We've kind of been telling everybody. I've told
We t-
people in Menestros through the cube.
I don't think we
Everybody-
told the Erie.
You did
Well-
with your bird.
We have to go there anyway.
No, we
Matt.
told them that the hobgoblin army was coming,
No.
but not necessarily hostile.
Yeah.
And if they just
Both
pass along
Maverick
the
and
message
Percy.
that they're going to Kern,
Oh, right.
worst case we tell them to go to Kern with us.
I can't take everybody through transport via plants.
You know what I mean.
There's
Well, once we have the dagger, we'll be able to transfer or transport anyone needed, right?
Because my brain doesn't work good, y'all.
Yeah.
there is
Let's
also
put it in
something else you might consider. It
Yes.
shouldn't take long, but there has been found a spell. The reoccurrence and reintroduction of dunamancy to the material plane has been found in the Votmany Forts. There is supposedly a spell there that can stop time completely for an individual for a small amount of time, which, when fighting a god, might be something worth finding.
Yeah, that wouldn't be the worst. That's for sure. Where did you say we could find that?
The Votmany Forts.
What?
The Votmany Fjords. It's on the Reppenstall Peninsula.
Fjords. Okay.
Fjords, sorry. Fjords with the
I
J.
thought forms, and I just couldn't. My brain couldn't parse fjords. My bad.
No, you're good.
Pining for the fjords!
Fighting for the fjords.
Yeah, the
Built
Vot-
fjord tough.
Goddamn.
Yeah, you know,
I mean-
do you guys remember anything about the Reppenstall Peninsula or any of that stuff?
Bloodscale remembers less than before.
Okay. So you do remember that the Reppenstall Peninsula is basically led by there's a government there called the Sishane Federation. They are just a collection of smaller lands. The Reppenstall Peninsula, Bredentree, and Votmany, the Votmany Fords. And they basically, it's known for, like, there's big bardic colleges over there. They're kind of this is where, like, because if you go far enough, then if you actually went far enough to go to the Hobgoblins nation of Noskradegor would be north to them, so they're they're kind of close to the you know that they got soft conquered by the Hobgoblins. You met some of their bards when you were going through the icy caverns of the glaciers and everything. Do you remember that?
Hold on. Wait a second. If she's talking about a spell that can stop time, didn't we meet a hobgoblin that could manipulate time?
You did.
Yes.
I mean, if the hobgoblins conquered built fjord tough, then maybe he knows it. Maybe? Shrug?
Susan, can you just pull out your map?
I pull out the map.
Perfect.
Because if the hobgoblins had to go through the place that we're talking about, the Weaponstall Peninsula, they probably would have conquered it, enslaved everybody into their super cool army because that's what they do, and then we met a Reppenstall. Makes way more sense than Weaponstall.
Yeah, sorry. Here, I'll go ahead and see if I can find the notes here and pull them up and put them pretty high up if I can. Yeah, so there's the Sishane Federation, and then who are in charge of the Reppenstall.
I mean, so if the hobgoblins conquered that federation and where that spell is, what are the odds that the hobgoblin that admittedly could manipulate time already knows the spell and is on his way to Kern?
Possible. How close is this area to the big old spot I had you make?
Are you talking about
Big old spot. What?
the one that said hobby?
No, the other spot.
For your logging company?
Sure.
I don't remember.
You're talking for yes, the pull it up here. I just forgot his name all of a sudden.
Help the DM. Just say Baron von Dichtenstein. That'll be fine.
Yes, yeah. Oh my god, I forgot the Baron's name. How did I forget his name? No, it wouldn't be close. It would be
Not close.
so. So that would be so here's here's the Erie. I'm gonna try to make it. Up here would be the Hobgoblin capital, and then the Reppenstall Peninsula was right here. The Hobgoblins came through, took over Reppenstall, came over, and then we're coming down in towards the Erie from the Snowy Mountains to probably, as far as you can tell, sneak attack, because they figured that wouldn't be expected. Instead of trying to come up just straight up the Erie at them, or go around towards the back and up the mountain, or finding an easier way. So that kind of now where the Barons, was he a duke? God damn it, it's gonna break my brain. Kol Ramov, yes, Kol Ramov. So Kol's little bitch land. So here's the Erie. And it goes, there's the mountain range that is just basically sheer cliffs into an ocean on one side. And say Kern was here. And so if you went north through the Timberland, the Rothanoa Timberland, instead of going to the mountains, that area. So it'd be, on the edge of the Great Forest to the north, and it's kind of its own little self-contained thing, which also made it why Cole got away with so much of what he did. That some of the that's probably why the Gilded Cleaver was dealing with the smaller stuff, and that's why
We
you
also
saw.
know that's where the Gilded Cleaver went and where the imps were coming from.
Yeah, you know all that. And that's where the imp kind of indicated shit was for Cole.
We're probably gonna have to take care of that situation before we do things. But good to know it's not where we might need to go right now.
Okay. I think it is a good plan. Now, did any of you pick up my weapons or possessions? Something I can use to aid you in battle.
I then I kind of look over to Bloodscale. I'm like, what are we giving?
Do you enjoy spears? Got a lot of spears.
Oh, we got like a ton of those flame tongue. Everything.
Those were in a chest, whether we were still iffy on whether we brought them with us or not.
No, you did.
No. I took all the mundane weapons out of the bag of holding and put all the cool weapons into the bag of holding.
Oh, okay.
I prioritized that shit.
Neat.
Cool
So we have
stuff.
some stuff from like the house, right? When we raided the
Yeah,
house.
like
That's
all
what
that
he's
stuff
talking
is
about. All the flame
technically
tongue
his.
stuff.
Nice.
Let's see here. Where is it? Magic.
Want to pull it out and open the bag?
So we
Out,
got Gith Supreme Commander Silvered Greatsword. We got some Heward's Hireling armor. We got a Hunter's Cloak. We got a couple Flame Tongue scimitars, a short sword, a Flame Tongue longsword, Flame Tongue rapier, Flame Tongue greatswords, Flame Tongue daggers, a harp that plays on its own.
Any of that sound useful to you?
I have my silver sword for now. You said there was a commander's silvered greatsword. May I see that?
Oh yeah, there you go. Is he wearing armor?
He's not. He's wearing exactly what you see in the picture. It's just this kind of black and red robe sort of situation.
Pull some weird looking fucked up armor out of the bag. You want this? Yeah? No. Yeah. It's kind of small.
This, you know what this does, don't you? It does what happened to me. If you hit someone hard enough, you can sever the silvery cord when they're astral projecting, instead of hurting them. I will take this. Oh, hey, Ramen Fox, what's up? All of the fire.
Wait, what?
Sorry,
Somebody showed up on the screen.
yeah, a friend of mine in chat.
No. I meant like. Sorry, I was saying that to him. Wait, what?
Oh, it's simple. You can, well, sever somebody's astral self from, the astral from their, if somebody's astral projecting and they're near you, you can slice the tether between, their astral body and their regular body.
So all those words I know separately, but together. I'm gonna trust you on that one. Oh, we have some really nice bed sheets.
Okay.
I think that he doesn't need to know that.
I don't know, man. He was asking what we took from his house. We took really nice bed sheets from his house. There's 2 of them.
He asked if we had a weapon. I mentioned the things we took from the house.
This one's fitted. I'm sorry. I'm nervous. He's very tall.
Nah, he's very. I'll give you that. He's tall.
At this point, he starts walking towards Zadok.
Dad's intimidating.
Bloodskill will definitely enter in between.
Sure, not a problem. And as he goes, as he walks up, he looks down and he's like, "The staff you use, does it make you deadlier?" To you, Zarek.
We're sorry. Zarek's not here right now. If you would like to leave a message for Zarek, please leave a message after the tone.
Zach, you there?
Yeah.
Hey,
Just heard you.
we heard
What the hell? Can you
Okay,
hear me
okay.
now?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got you now.
Oh my gosh! I thought you guys were just ignoring me. It made me really sad.
Discord on the phone does that, bro.
Because like I wasn't muted, but
Oh,
no.
it just didn't
Discord
like
on the
it.
phone does that, bro.
Discord. Yeah, you get like.
So I muted and then unmuted, and that apparently fixed it. But the thing is it was showing my icon whenever I made noise.
I've had to do
Like,
that.
it was
That's
just
brutal,
talking,
man.
so I'm like, okay. All right. Anyway,
So he
in
has
answer to the question,
perfect.
it has made me deadlier. Yes,
And
we took it from the body of Menelephus after we killed him.
good. And does it make you more able to save those who from danger? All of these and this new family. Would you save them with it?
Blushing
I will.
really hard at this
Did
point.
it
I'm like, Dad, you're
belong
embarrassing
to you.
You're embarrassing me.
Sorry, Zach, what did you say?
Well, will you save your friends, huh?
Sorry,
Hanging
Zarek.
around
What did
these fellas.
Zarek was still saying something? Hold on. What did you say, Zarek?
Yeah, you jerks. I'm trying so hard. I said I will, and then I asked, did it belong to you, sir? Before Menelephus took it.
It belongs in my family. And if you have been included, and it will make you a deadly creature, one that will save those around you, then there's no need for me to wield it. And he turns back. What are your strengths? What do you all do well?
change into animals. Like, I can be a dinosaur. I totally squished Menelephus with it.
That is adorable.
If you need things to explode or take lots of damage, I'm good at that. I'm also good at making giving disadvantage to a large group so that our group can then really do a lot more damage.
Excellent. So damage and control, damage and healing. Half orc. Are you as deadly with that as you look? I'll take your silence as a yes.
That was to you, Ulu.
You're muted if it helps.
Ulu's not here right now. If you'd like.
Oh,
More messages!
After the tone.
and you, lightning bird.
Lightning bird.
Little brother wave.
What do you do well?
I'll pull out the bow. Pull out the mace. Pull out the not the short sword, because it's his. And then I pull out Bloodskill's goggles.
He's also incredibly sneaky and can do heavy damage from the shadows.
Hence the goggles. Here,
It's
you were
fun.
wearing these a second ago, and I hand them back.
Very nice. Dragonborn.
Yeah, to try to let every voice happen at once and just say "we fight."
And it does. Every voice.
Oh god, that's new. Still not used to it.
He nods very.
But the
he nods
scowl
approvingly.
actually intensifies a little bit.
Perfect. And Gith Zerai. He's being worthy of the staff. I assume you have many magics, but I see a sword at your hip. What do you do well?
Is he talking to me?
Gith Zerai.
No, he's talking to Zarek.
I got a sword, but I already.
You have a hand. You have a hilt of a sword. Remember, yours turns on and off. So
No.
I fight both with my magics and with my sword.
excellent. Now I myself, I fight with words. I fight with my sword. I fight with magic. I will do my best to assist as I can. I do not know how I fit here. Mesnos, I know what you do. It will be interesting to see if you have killed already an opponent that I could not. Hopefully we can kill another. Do you wish my help? Do you wish me to stand back? I know you have no reason to trust me. I am this, exactly as you see. I do not have the human half that Zephyr does.
Well,
I've
technically,
tried
I don't
hard.
have a human half, so
Well, sorry, the elf half. I don't have the
All
guiding
demons.
nature that you are used to.
Yeah, alright.
between my group mates, really see anybody stepping out too aggressively.
I will leave you to speak without my presence.
What are they?
Thank you.
Okay, alright.
He just nods and he heads into Zephyr's room.
So,
I'm
he's
confused.
a powerful ally.
Of course. Does he think that we're not going to, like, have him around, or?
He is an archdevil.
He is
Yeah,
used to
no,
betrayal. He is not used to allies.
That's fair.
I mean, we
you'll know
taught
him.
Zephyr, right?
I
and
wasn't
Mesnos.
exactly around much, you know.
You guys did teach me, so I mean, he would be a great asset, but he would be a ruthless one.
He cannot learn in his current state. He can try, but as it will be nearly impossible for him to actually learn. He can follow the rules set down. He will never be able to learn. It is a miracle he learned to care for Zephyr.
Wait, so he won't be able to learn what?
How to think and act like someone who can love, like someone who can be human. You devils are not apt to feel guilt about any action.
Is there any chance that he turns on us once the deed is done? Once we've defeated Menelephus?
He will never turn on Zephyr.
And I have already told him that you guys are my family. So
So what's the
if he
vote
hurts
to...
you, that's like him hurting me, and he would never do that.
Sounds great. Is there any reason not to? I'm not seeing it. I just want to check.
Collateral damage.
Yeah, let's
that's
say
true.
somebody else gets in the way, like if he has a target that he's set on and somebody else gets in the way, they're gonna get cut down.
The trust of our allies can be greatly tested with his presence.
Unless
he-
we set specific rules about not harming our
Oh.
side.
No, I'm not talking about anything he does. There are those who, with his mere presence, we will unnerve.
I mean, hell, the Hobgoblin army got fucked up by a archdevil just showing up.
Yeah, but
So we could use that
when
to our
they
advantage
recognize
too,
that
right?
that's my father, that's, like, our name carries quite a reputation, and I think we can use that. I mean, if we put him in Dawnforged colors, I and I think that could work.
I think we should have him defend a second location that we can fall back to.
Yeah, maybe there's a way we can, because once we have the dagger, we'll be able to, like, really just open a hole in reality to wherever, right? So
Yeah.
we could always have him as sort of like a secret whammy, you know what I mean?
To back
Oh.
us up?
Yeah, like
Personally?
Full Fey
like-
Wild Mesnos.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you mean?
Like when we
summon
called Mesnos in
Yeah.
the Feywild games.
Absolutely. That way we don't have to worry about any sort of disadvantage as far as like diplomatic purposes go. But then when we really need him, we can. Well, hell, can we just summon him? Can he give you his true name and like we can summon him to our side when we
We
need?
have his true name.
Well, there you
That's
go.
how we got it.
Well, why don't we just do that?
Hmm.
But
Have him-
what I'm saying is we actually give him a location
Sure.
as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you
But that
way we
think
don't
have to,
bother
like,
to take the
track.
school back from the cultists?
The school was taken.
Yeah, the school was
Yeah.
taken over, and remember that they had to move it to Kern because of that.
Right.
Your adventuring school from level 1.
Yeah. Do you think that could get out of hand, or do you think it's like? Do you think he'll just roll in and leave a smoking crater in the ground, or do you think that?
As long as we give him the objective to take back the school undamaged.
So, Mesnos said he wouldn't betray Zephyr.
Yeah,
That
That
is
doesn't mean
correct.
he's gonna follow our order.
that's true.
I'm asking him for help.
I think we have him on standby and ready to be summoned to the final battle.
Problem is we still have to have a place for him to be on standby at. Kern is not a valid location for that.
I think Kern would be a fine location. How many people did I resurrect in different bodies, and we told them specifically not to be Judgy McJudgersons?
There's a difference between judging because of somebody's race and judging because it's a literal archdemon.
It's true.
Both.
Do you think we could take him back to the area with us? Like, we're already going to be there. Do you think they'd freak out too bad?
Uh,
I know
Maybe
for a fact
not.
hobgoblins would freak out.
yeah.
That's fair.
I think the
Cast
school
Alter
might.
Self on myself, maybe.
Well, we're worrying. I think we're worrying about the wrong thing.
Sure.
We're worrying about what other people are gonna think about his appearance, and not what he's gonna do there if someone slightly crosses him. I mean, he's an archdemon.
That's fair.
I don't want to compare him to Menelephus, but if someone just looked at Menelephus wrong, they probably got fucked up. And he's probably listening to me right now, and I'm a big boy, and I'm gonna finish my sentence. If someone crosses him even slightly, unintentionally, he might take it out on them. Can you hear me? I say softly.
There is no response.
Okay, he's either a good liar or he can't hear.
Or you can't hear him say yes.
Oh, my giant allies get bigger.
I think if we leave him in the Eyrie and ask for a space for him,
I think the Erie's coming to Kern anyways.
yeah, since it's going to be mostly empty anyway,
Is there
place
any like?
coming from.
Can you guys think of like an NPC we trust to house him?
Mesno, or sorry, the Anarch at this point. And are you planning on
I can
keeping
think
your?
of a few in Kern.
Can he just stay here?
Are you planning on
Anarch
keeping the Anarch? Interjects. And are you still planning on keeping your agreement with the Nautilus outside?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's in that thing.
Can he stay in the Nautilus?
I mean,
there's no one
what
else
if we-
in there.
The Anarch
Send
just
him on the
shrugs.
Nautilus to the water elemental plane. Oh, he's fired. That would.
No, he'd be
There's-
inside the Nautilus. He'll be fine, and then we can summon him. You know, a couple weeks from now, if he just wants to relax. You know.
Take a
Under-
cruise.
Time to relax and take a cruise.
Hang out with the Nautilus for a while. And then we'll
'cause
summon
now-
them both. Right? Why not, right?
I like that idea better because now that I think of it, having an open portal to the air elemental plane unattended with
Not great.
no offense, Zephyr, I know he's your dad. I just don't know him.
Yeah, I mean, he would be relatively like everyone would be safe from him in the water elemental realm too, because he can't breathe water, can he? So, if he's game, if he's okay with that, I think that could be work, maybe.
And
What-
then we
I mean-
can just summon him when we need him.
You know.
Are you
Sorry.
are you guys taking back your estate after all of this?
I'm not. He
Gotta have
might,
a family meeting.
he might be. He
Oh,
was
alright.
really angry when he found out what happened with Ustranik and Maleficus and all of that. So he, I'm thinking he's still pretty tied to that place.
Fair.
But
Was he
I-
down with the Six Fingers? Was he cool with them? Would he fuck them up too?
Dad,
Yes. He sticks his head out of the
Okay.
door.
what do you think about the Six Fingers?
Well, when I left, they had started some despicable businesses. I don't know what they're doing now, but
Partially included in that business. They trade people.
destroying them would be the best option then. Prevent them
I'm
from
cool
gathering
with
any
him.
more power, and it would also shift things away from the more powerful if they have to share and have to make sure that they have allies and not servants.
And I mentioned that one tiefling from the armory
Do you remember his
that
name?
like, spoke positively about him.
Do you happen to remember his
Trainer.
name by any chance?
I believe it was. I wrote it down. Where are you?
Oh, can I do an insight check while she's looking that up?
Yeah, absolutely. Go and roll it.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
20?
Oh,
Yeah.
20, sorry.
Seems to be telling it, like, you know, didn't say anything that didn't sound genuine. Also didn't say anything that didn't make sense either. It was just kind of, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like characters from the Abyss, because I know he was listed in there.
Under the triple realm.
It was, you're talking about the armor shop, correct?
Yes,
Castrin Weatian.
yes. I mentioned
Ah.
him, and I said he spoke positively of you.
Oh, yes. I bought him.
Loyal.
I remember purchasing Castrin from the Six Finger. I purchased many to wipe out his stock, hoping it would be harder to replenish, and he would go into another business, but it seems I was mistaken.
Well, he
Oh,
helped
it
us.
was- Did he?
He
So
did.
it was good news. What does he do now?
He is an armorer and
Really?
works with weapons.
But
I
that's
got two
good.
dumb questions.
Okay.
Wasn't talking to you yet.
Oh, in or out of
How
court?
many cards do we have?
How many
Still?
what?
Abyss currency.
Oh shit, I have a ton.
Soul gems.
I have 220.9 soul gems.
It's at this point your dad looks over. Are any complete souls or just the fragments? He means, do you have-
220 completes.
Shatter them.
0.9 fragments.
Release them if they are in any pain like I was. They are no.
I have a question first. This one actually does involve you.
Very well.
Do you plan on taking your estate back?
The strange thing about being lost with no concept of time. The betrayal feels an instant ago and a lifetime ago. I have no plans for. I am in between ambitions for the first time ever. All emotions are at the same time strong and distant. I feel them, but they do not longer feel as they are mine. I am finding out. Exactly, daughter.
Did you try to find Mom?
I do not know if that is in my power, but it is not something that I can easily write off as possible. I
So,
do wish to
really-
see her again. Sorry, dear.
You said to release the soul gems. How do I do that? Just break them?
Hold
So-
on. Is there any chance of you going back to the Abyss?
Listen, it is clear you are wanting some sort of control over my future actions.
That's incorrect.
Oh, I apologize then. I misinterpreted what you are going at here.
Just because we're not the biggest fans does not mean that I'm trying to control anything.
It is hard for me to think of things in other terms but power and control. For that I apologize. Now,
If you're thinking of going back to the Abyss, a bundle of Abyss money could be helpful to you.
yes.
Depending if your plans were immediate or not, one could say that we could then possibly have a small foothold in the Abyss to at least combat Robotor's forces, which are invading every fucking plane.
I
If
see.
you're not planning on going back to the Abyss right away, that's perfectly fine, and we can do whatever we gotta do to destroy these and release whatever. I am merely trying to figure out viable plans.
I see what you are going at then. So if we are in the Abyss, you are saying if I could find and establish a foothold within the city or outside of the city. You mentioned earlier a place to attack from. Maybe using a proxy location. You want me to set up in the plane of mirrors?
Who's
We
it who
could-
was listening?
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I just like making sure of some things.
It was difficult to not hear. None were very quiet.
However, I also understand Sever here wanted to give you a chance to not just exist in the Abyss.
She seems to think that there is more, and that for discovering that extra and the more would do me well.
Well, I mean, you did really well with Mom, from what you told me.
It is true. Between her and you, there is other things in this world that I had not valued before that now suddenly seem very valuable.
Well, I mean, you haven't even seen the Feywild. I pledged myself to a Hurin.
Oh, you're Hurin. My dear, where did you find a Hurin?
In the
That-
Feywild.
A long story.
That is...
I hold up the ring and I'm like, I pledged myself to him. When I'm done with my journey, we're gonna go there and protect good.
Good. I don't think that is something Hurin... it does not feel a task I will be able to
Urin's just the
accompany you
name,
in.
it's a key Ren.
Kieran, but
Ah, that makes much more sense. A Kirin. No. They are not known for putting up with presences such as mine. In fact, they find us quite distasteful. But
great with me. But like I said, there are plenty of other options for you. I mean, if people can see the best in
I'm
things like me and Mesnos, they can definitely make some adjustments for you.
I am at a crossroads in every aspect of mind, body, and soul. It is the one time, maybe ever, I need your help deciding.
The abyss behind. There is nothing there but pain
Very well.
and endless fighting.
Then
You
I
go
will.
back there, Selazat and Ustranik would do their best to tear you apart.
And you see, he has to center himself after you say the names again. Then I will find another way to live. Please, if you would, set me on a path. If it is away from you, that is, and that is the way it has to be. Then that is the way it has to be. If it is by your side, give me a task. If it is to be in wait, that is a task. I say leave me some reading. Maybe your journal. Maybe something to catch up with how your life has gone.
Oh, we can set you up on the Nautilus, because we gotta return the Nautilus home. But we were thinking about summoning you directly to us when the main fight is underway
Very well.
as backup.
Then I shall wait you on the Nautilus. Any...
I will leave you with my journals and things I've written so far, so you can catch up on what I haven't already told you.
He walks
We
out.
do know you're you're good at planning things, so if you'll have lots of time.
I shall form a plan based on what I know of the insect we are to crush.
Oh, and I hand him all of the soul shards and everything. I'm like, do with that what you will.
He takes them, and you see the containers that you had that had the shards all separated, so you could pay with them individually. He takes one and he turns it over, and he gives it like, if you squeeze it, all of the shards kind of pop out into his hand, and then he takes a look and this is one soul. And he starts pushing it like together, and you see without the separation, the carrier that they come in this like small disc, that the shards start to slap together and like kind of form, and then as they do, as it fully comes together, you hear this kind of wail, just.
My
And
brain
kind
just
Dating on
You're
all
the kind
kinds
of
of
whale.
areas.
and as the small whale comes out, and he taps the top of it, and as it's come together, it's this kind of, it's like cut like a diamond almost, like as they all kind of slap together and come together. And he taps the top of it. Instead of it being solid all the way through, the top of it shatters like glass, and then this scream, it's 10 times louder than the small whale, bursts forward, and there's a flash of light, and then the gem turns to dust. And kind of. That is one.
Do any of the Gith come running when they hear a scream?
Yes, actually. Where is he? Noneros comes running in, sword out, like fully, and you even hear like the or no, sorry, bow out, and you see like as he's got an arrow knocked and some arcane energy already sparking across the arrow as he pulls back, and he kind of nods, looks at your father, and just pulls it up, pulls it taut again, looks at you, Zadok. Zach, are you gonna?
You, buddy.
He may be suffering technical difficulties.
He's there. He goes. Should be back now.
Fix it. Still can't hear you.
Zarek's not here right now. If you'd like.
I know on the phone I have to disconnect and reconnect.
Yeah.
Fully shut down Discord and reopen it.
I think it's weird. I think there's something weird about the. He's gone.
It's a weird desync issue.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, there we go. He's back.
There
Yes.
he is.
There we go. Okay. Yeah. So he
Oh, my.
pulls the bow taut once again, pointed at Chiron, and looks at you, Zarek, for guidance.
Yeah, so Zarek's gonna raise his hand. It is fine. We freed a soul from torment.
He nods, then lets the bowstring finally go completely slack, and you see the arcane energy just dissipate from the arrow. He kind of bows to you, Zarek, and leaves the room.
Maybe don't pop any of those here.
Yes, that is a fair point. And the alert might be misconstrued as an enemy attacking.
Anarch, don't you guys have a big old library? Think maybe we could borrow some books,
Absolutely.
some
Although-
rations for him as well.
Yes, of course. The only thing that I would say is they are like this, and she pulls a crystal from her belt, similar to the crystal that Zadok uses for a spell book. These contain many stories and tales in which to delight and entertain. I will show this. I will show your father how to use them properly. That is greatly appreciated.
Well, let's get this ball rolling and get our asses back to the Eyrie.
I like it.
Okay.
Are we gonna get the Nautilus to the water plane?
Yes, I can handle that now. If
We should send him off first, because he's been through a lot.
Now we gotta let your dad finish learning how to use the book.
She shows him it's
Loaded with rations.
she's already showing him, and then you see she actually kind of concentrates for a second and then creates, using great food and water, a significant amount of food for him.
That's gonna actually stick around and not rot on the Nautilus for a while.
Because of the nature of what she is and the
Just
being
say
on
yes.
display.
It's okay.
Sorry, I like to explain why. I'm like, yes.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
Go old.
God damn it. No one's gonna get that reference.
Who's not
You
gonna
just
get that
did.
reference?
You just did.
I got that reference.
Oh.
You would not
yeah,
get that reference?
Todd, you're not such an elitist.
Yeah.
Freaking
Only-
hipster. Think
only
your
one
shows
of the
are so
longest
underground.
running television programs. That, no, just-
Anyway,
sorry.
I will turn this
So-
game around. I will send
so-
you back in time.
So just for general knowledge, how long would that food and water last?
Now, this will last until eaten.
No. Sorry.
Oh,
many
let's-
Days of rations probably best answered by Zephyr's dad, figuring he knows how much he'll eat.
Let's see. He looks down and thinks, oh, if I maintain my smaller form, 45 pounds of food ish.
Can we pull out a keg of the brew?
That will help pass the time significantly better.
Grab
Never
it
let
from
it
the
be
bag.
said that your daughter doesn't know her alcohol.
So the Zephyr family ale cask is going with the Papas.
Perfect.
Well, one of them.
Well, you had one, and then one was in the bag, so it depends on what you want.
The one I have.
Okay. And then, you think this should last me, I don't know, 3-4 days if I'm careful.
Leave him. How much
Keg
do I
is
have
3-4 days. Criminally.
What's that?
Well, that keg was only going to last him 3 or 4 days? Is that what you mean?
All
The
food.
45 pounds of food.
Food, okay. 3 or 4 days, that's it for 45 pounds of food?
He's an archdevil. He eats a lot.
I'm just clarifying. I'm not questioning. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, he's like, yes, and while maintaining my smaller form will reduce it, it doesn't entirely relieve the hunger. If I were to be extremely careful and eat only when absolutely needed, I could get maybe a week out of this.
How about instead of stretching it to a week, do you have any way of transporting yourself?
Yes.
Because I'm running on a more of a, if you don't hear from us in X amount of days, we might be dead scenario.
Well, I would need a tether of some sort to lock
Could you and I
onto.
do a blood bond of some kind?
That sounds awesome, but that's not a thing that we can do.
I don't know.
Zephyr's like, is there any way I can resolve this by pledging myself to something?
I think the amulet should be my anchor, and if both you and Mesnos are going to have each other, I can re-anchor my soul to the amulet. If something goes terrifyingly wrong, you should be able to say my name into the amulet, and if you must, the only way to bring me to you would be to shatter it upon the ground.
The summoning is not the part I'm worried about. She can.
You're worried
if she
about
puts
dying in
mic
your
closer
sleep,
to her
then?
mouth, we could talk. I'm worried about dying in any sort of way, shape, or form over the next coming battles. I'm trying to not have you left stranded somewhere.
Oh, well.
If the amulet's non-specific, then anyone left who
Well, if
is still alive could summon him. Is that
that, yes, but also if something terrible happens and you all die, all I need to do is leave this Nautilus, drown, and then I will be reincarnated around the amulet. It's not a problem.
Oh, well, alright then.
That's the whole point of the amulet. The
Okay.
only problem is how long it takes me to drown.
Or get eaten.
Yes, I could feed myself to the Nautilus. They see if
Or
it's
anything
of
else
any size.
that's in the water elemental plane that we're not aware of.
there are plenty of hungry things there.
For all you know, the Nautilus gets eaten.
If that happens and if I reappear at any point, it's because I died, and that's why I'm coming back there. Don't worry about it, though I can kill most things.
So you won't be stranded, so I don't have to feel bad.
Feel bad? Why would you feel bad if I died? You don't know
It's
me.
like, what is this feeling bad you speak
Because
of?
I'm not a flagrant asshole. And you're her dad.
Yeah.
We literally helped her fight through the abyss for you.
Are you
Not alright.
not bad?
At the very least, I'd feel bad that I wasted effort.
Now that I understand. Very well. So I'm to be a secret weapon.
Yes.
Yes.
Alright. So let's ground you to this thing, and I'll hook you up with my journals, and we'll get you set up on the Nautilus.
He grabs the amulet from you, and he pulls the amulet close to his face, and you watch as he licks the center stone, and it cuts down the center of his tongue, and you see as he does, blood, like, and he kind of pulls it away. The blood seems magnetized to the stone as it pulls in. You see the gem, like, that had gone clear after the summoning, now once again fills with the blood red color. And he nods and hands it back to you. His tongue
Before we
already
send-
healed.
Before we send him off, I did want to ask, Zarek, is there anywhere that, like, is there a library here that may have, like, a book on Phobator, or any, like, mythology on Phobator we could send with him so he could study our enemy in his seclusion?
Seems possible.
Sorry, what was the
I'll
question?
buy the book if you need. If there's a book on Phobator that we can send with him so that he can study the enemy while
Or just put in the library gem.
Zarek, make a. You spent a lot of time in the library. Make a history check.
Library gem.
Would, but my phone
Blood
is
scale.
not responding.
Bloodscale, make a history check at disadvantage.
Okay.
why disadvantage?
Because he's got brain.
Bloodscale's got the brain damage, son. History's already poor.
7. Okay.
Oh no, it could get worse.
13.
You said how much is that? 13?
14.
14. Okay.
14.
14. Okay. So you do actually remember there is one of the things that you came across when you were starting to look for evidence and stuff and information about Phobator. There was a journal that had been turned in by it was this halfling who he had this annoying fucking this annoying fucking imp who told you to tug on his balls, give your balls a tug, and you don't know what the hell. But he turned in what seemed to be a journal of Phobator's. And so it actually gave you a little bit of insight into
The Wundle Trundle.
Wundle Trundle. Yep, that was his name. Yeah, because he's the only one who found the fucking journal, and he kept it a secret the whole time. But I'm thinking he turned it in, and it's funny because he actually got a focus crystal out of it that he was able to use. Because he'd already
Side character
memorized.
lore.
Because you had the thing where he could memorize pretty much anything. So yeah, executive
Yeah,
decision. I
keep
guess.
mine.
Yep. So yeah, he memorized it and traded it in for some good stuff from the Gith, and it had been turned into a crystal that, yeah, easy enough to load up into the gem. Hold on, let me see if I can find
Just
that.
tap to transfer.
Yes, yeah. So the cool thing about the gems is they can basically make a copy. So you can copy the journal information that you have into.
Don't copy that floppy.
Exactly.
That's great. That means he can study that, and his conniving mind can come up with something neat when we summon him. So.
Yeah. And then it's funny. This was I'll go ahead and yeah. Basically, I'll share that little bit since I forgot that was something that Zarek would be able to see. So that way. But yeah, Zarek, you remember in there it's about him having
Hello?
an.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Welcome back.
I don't know how long I've been gone. I've been trying to ask a question.
quite a bit.
Oh, yeah,
Quite a
it's
while.
been a minute.
Shit.
Quite a shit.
Zarek would know a thing.
So Zarek, yeah, this is you.
We lose
The
the
no, I'm trying to get through this. Basically, the story tells of Phobator back when he was a mortal known as Icalius, who was granted immortality, but it specifically tells of him saying like how useless immortality is, and it's the rest of it is all about this confrontation he had with Morpheus, the god of dream, once he'd finally unlocked the arcane secrets to travel to the realm of dream, and how Morpheus just beat the shit out of him and kicked him out. But he'd summoned a knife to stab Morpheus, and Morpheus summoned another blade to block it. And when he came back, he had the Morpheus Edge and Phobator's Kriss. It's the origin of the two knives. And it's now in everybody under. I'll put this in lore actually instead of Phobator's journal and lore. Bam, and you guys can all read the extended version, which I'm pretty sure everybody but Zach had an interaction with at some point. So anyway, yes, you find a book able to give Chiron some insight.
So I have a question for these dimensional shackles.
Yeah.
It says after 30 days, once every 30 days, the creature can try to break out of them.
That's correct.
So potentially, we're only fixing this for 30 days.
Well, you're hoping to kill him before then, but yeah.
Oh, if we dimension shackle his body, does it not come back?
So the plan, as far as I understand it, is you're going to tackle him to a plane, shackle him to whatever plane you decide, pull out the bit that makes him immortal, and then kill him. That's
You ever seen Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yes. Okay.
We're grabbing
I was-
Freddy from the dream.
No, okay.
God damn
I
it.
misunderstood. I thought we were killing him, and because he was immortal, throwing these on him and kicking him in his own little pocket. Not. I was thinking Supernatural season 5, not Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Yep,
Remember-
yep,
home
yep.
surgery
Okay.
simulator.
no matter what you do, it's a reference to something. Just give up.
Much is true.
Okay. All right, that makes
eh.
sense.
Cool.
So should I do these?
Do I-
They were given
Gifted
to
to Zarek.
Zarek.
Ah,
Now, the only advantage of giving them to you is you can use them as a bonus action, being a thief, where it will take Zarek in action. But Zarek is, you could bonus action put the bomb, but then you couldn't bonus action disengage. So it's a 6 of 1. Who knows?
I'm probably gonna be an up close rogue now. I have too many nice things to bonk people with.
Straight to horny jail. All right, so we got him food, we got him books.
Strategize. We're gonna summon him like some sort of Shin Megami Tensei Pokemon.
Summon him, summon him, summon him, summon him, summon him.
Give him my pan flute.
Just want to play on my.
As you give him the plan flute, he kind of looks at it and he smiles. She only taught me ever to play one tune. And as he kind of pulls it up to his lips, he starts playing this kind of, it's a sweet tune, but it's also like slightly like sad. And it is, you remember he played this tune every once in a while when like you actually caught him when you were a kid playing it when no one else was around. Like you were like, you should have been in bed, but you were like staying up late and you kind of like snuck out and you would hear him playing this sad tune sometimes.
Just leak spin.
Ba-ba-dee-da-dee-da-dee.
Nope, I won.
I know, that's just the
Deja
second thing that came to mind.
I know I've been to the place before.
Not here on the streets.
Deja vu.
You guys are the worst.
We need to
Alright.
learn a few more.
Yes, I suppose I do.
Never gonna. Never mind.
Oh.
Nice.
No, that's enough. All right.
All right.
So,
Cool.
You guys accompany him down the reverse spiral, or I guess the spiral down to the Nautilus, who's still hanging out by the spawning stone. As you
As
do,
we start to go, Bloodscale puts the black mask on his face,
are you starting to attune it?
and he takes off the fear resistance ring. So yes.
Okay. I mean, don't need that anymore. Perfect. So you kind of place it over your face, and you feel it like it's just this kind of almost obsidian mask. And as you put it on, as the instant it touches, you feel it conform to your face, and it is almost like a second skin. You barely even it barely has any weight, and but it has like almost a small warmth to it. As you
Does it have
do,
multiple eye holes at the moment?
as you do, the eye holes start to open up for everybody as it goes across. And you guys watch as the mask kind of ends at the jaw, but the scales around it turn black and kind of like fade into his more prismatic scales.
Hey,
Don't worry, everybody said it wasn't a trap.
that's good.
And I mean everybody said it wasn't a trap.
And then
That's exciting.
you reach the Nautilus as it kind of like floats up, like almost like excited, like a
I
gigantic
set my hand on its
tentacled
side,
puppy.
just all happy.
And it kind of like it leans in and almost knocks you over as it's seemingly very happy to see you again. Chiron kind of kneels down and reaches out and holds a tentacle, and you see he kind of looks over at you, and he's trying to you guys kind of see Chiron trying to mimic Zephyr as he's like, so he like holds and he's like
One of his hands, and I move it over, and I basically help him learn how to hang with animals.
okay.
Bonding moment.
There's a spell for you.
I think I didn't say bondage moment.
Hang with animals. Yeah.
So let's see. Really? Okay. It takes a while to make him comfortable around, like make the creature comfortable around him, but eventually he kind of calms down and allows Chiron to step aboard his softer hull, and then is anybody speaking to the Nautilus, and if so, who?
I'm speaking to him.
Okay.
I'm letting him know. I'm like, this is my dad. He's going to accompany you to the plane of water.
Oh, very well. I wish to go to the plane of water.
You will.
Where do
He
I
won't
go?
be with you forever.
Okay. And the inside of me, are we going to make it less hollow?
Can't.
Please?
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna have to go on and start casting some healing.
What are you going to use?
Do I get the feeling that regenerate would fix most of it, but still allow my dad to be in it?
Yes, yeah. You get the idea that regenerate would heal a significant portion of it, but not all of it with this. You'd have to be careful with it, but you get the idea that you probably could.
I do.
Okay, give me a wisdom check. Why does that have a spell DC? People out there like, no, I guess,
Just straight wisdom?
Yep, just straight wisdom. It goes exactly the way you want it to go. You're able to completely fill in the bottom where the feeding chambers are, the middle, and leave basically you leave a comfortable, almost apartment size in the upper shell for your father, with the shell just basically opening directly into that. As you're curing it, you guys on the outside, you see throughout the kind of like the vents near it, those the octopus tubes kind of looking thing for the Nautilus. You see it ejects a bunch of like hardware. Like there's like a control panel and stuff that you guys had saw while you were inside. It just gets shot out of this once everything is clean, as it rids itself of all of the bits and pieces that had been added onto its form. Yeah, and the only thing left is basically that small apartment with the chitinous chair that was once a captain's chair for Pyron to sit in and pass the time.
Okay, you feel.
Sorry, I think you're cutting out there. What did you say?
I said, okay, you feel better?
Yes, much better. I
And
feel
he won't be with you forever.
whole. Okay. Where do I go?
Okay, I look over to Zadok and I kind of give my dad a hug, but I'm looking over at Zadok going, so how do we get them to the water plane?
Plane
Sorry.
shift in the works. I have the. Can you hear me?
Yes, yeah, I got you. Go ahead.
Hey.
Okay, good. I had to disconnect again. Good old phone Discord.
Woo!
So for plane shift, I either need the tuning fork or I need to know the coordinates of a teleportation circle on that plane.
That's correct. You do know that the elemental plane of water connects with the astral sea. If you could point them in the right direction.
Oh, well, in that case, second star to the right and straight on till morning.
Go ahead and give me give me an intelligence check at advantage.
Let's see. You. Nope, not that. I actually rolled 15 twice. So 20. Sorry,
Okay.
15 plus 5, 20.
Perfect. Okay, so you give Chiron the general directions, and he nods, and you give Zephyr the instructions, and she lets the Nautilus know exactly kind of where to go. You're started. They kind of you get the idea. You feel pretty good. Like you've given them fairly accurate directions with the very few permanent things that are here for them to be able to find their way.
Yeah, me.
So Chiron turns to you, Zephyr, and he kneels down to kind of get close to you, and so this is where I suppose I'm supposed to say goodbye.
No. Only I'll see you later.
All right then. And
I give him another hug.
He hugs you back, and like he's got like the full like embrace, and then he kind of you know what I just remembered, and he stands back and he grabs you by the hips and he tosses you up in the air like you're an 8-year-old again, because he's so much bigger than you are. He catches you and then he hugs you once more, really really tight, and then he puts you down. Keep her safe.
Alright, bye.
Let her speak, Jesus Christ.
I remembered too.
The rest of you, keep her safe, please. I know you have so far more than I could. That is unfortunately.
Oh no, that's a tough job. I'm pretty reckless.
You are.
Dropping brontosauruses on people.
Well, I mean, you didn't drop one. You were one, right?
Oh, yes. With a very specific heel in the groin.
Oof. I love it. All right. Until you summon me, I will await your call. I will study our enemies, and I will be ready. For once, It'll be nice to be ready rather than having nothing. I know you all are trusted. I don't know how to let go other than to leave. I go with nothing, but hopefully I come back to everything I've always wanted.
See you soon.
Yes. Very soon. And he kind of ducks down and walks backwards towards the Nautilus shell as it opens, and it stays open as he turns around and he sits down for a second. He looks to all of you and he just nods. He looks to you, Zephyr, one more time, and smiles. And as he nods and closes his eyes, the doors of the Nautilus shut. The Nautilus begins to pull back away. And as it does, almost like motes of water come off of it as it's clearly still intent and dreaming of this watery plane. You see the Nautilus take aim, and then with almost a blast of energy, it bursts forward and is soon gone from sight.
We never gave him a name.
Well, just call him Naughty.
Naughty the Nautilus.
It works.
At least we'll know what we're talking about.
Naughty. Naughty here. No, he's over there.
Naughty in this dimension. No, it doesn't work.
Uh,
Why do you look so tired?
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to. It's hard
Gross,
to.
who's in the room and I'm walking.
No,
That is weird.
it's not. No, it's because I didn't want to.
No, there's my line. You
You're
crossed
right.
it.
Dan,
Going
you're
over
right.
here by blood scale.
Never needed to know. It's all good. You were right the first time. You totally were.
Zephyr is just like enjoying the hell out of this ribbing. I'm just like watching it happen.
You see Mesnos reach for a flask, realize he gave up the flask, and just kind of put his head in its hand.
I hold out mine.
Not even he looks up for a second, takes it, big swig, hands it back. It could have gone worse. 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 It could have gone.
I kind of thought he might kill you. So
It could have gone a lot better too.
Not really.
Little brother wave. No, not really. I think that went very well.
I was almost certain he was going to kill me. His eyes said death, and luckily, you know what, we'll see. Hopefully he doesn't make up his mind to kill me. He seemed very confused and not entirely there, and I'm just going to be happy.
well, you have an archdruid to protect you.
Yeah, that's true. But, can you imagine his point of view?
I can. Hilarious.
He takes another giant swig, hands it back, and then he goes into a shadow, like the shadow against the spiral, and instantly turns invisible.
Alright, well, we've got that taken care of. I think we need to get back to the Eyrie, don't you?
Yeah,
all?
we do.
Let's get that figured out. Do you think we could teleport directly back to the Eyrie, or do we have to go back to where we were?
Either way, I can get us to the Eyrie.
Oh, that's right, the trees.
Yes.
Trees.
Right, we may need to go
Is
straight to the Eyrie. I mean, we can save you a spell slot at least.
Yeah.
Tree Stride, I believe, is dependent on being on the same plane as the other trees,
Yeah,
isn't it?
No,
Yeah,
I just
no,
meant once we get back.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
it's whether we plane shift and end up directly at the Eyrie, or plane shift and end up at the Hobgoblin camp, or plane shift and end up somewhere else. We can.
And
Then
tree
you have
stride
trees.
is different than transport via plans. Transport via.
Or sorry, transport. Yes, you're right. You're absolutely correct. That's my
I
fault.
think you could pick a city for plane shift.
If you have something.
If we know the Stargate combination.
My God, didn't we have the Stargate
Start locking chevrons, bitches.
at the Erie
that's
when
right.
we were going to the plane of air? Didn't we
Well,
kind
the
of
better plane shift uses all 10.
Now, the only one that you would have come across would have been in the Erie underneath the windmill. There was there were runes and stuff that were used to transport back. Now, the only thing is, did anybody write those down?
I did copy them
I have
down. I know
notes.
he did.
Perfect. While you check your notes, I'm gonna grab a drink. I will be right back.
I have to. Oh God, they're so far back.
I specifically know that you got the notes for this and that you wrote all the symbols down.
I remember writing down weird things. I
You
hope I
did.
committed to it. Frames, tree
Committed to
branches.
taking notes the same way Vicer would. Not at all.
Method actor. I can respect
Very
that.
playing it by ear kind of.
Someone else will write it down.
Yeah, this is why you have a team.
Yes, I have coordinates.
Coordinates. Fantastic.
Okay, I'm back.
I have coordinates.
Perfect.
Ooh. Now, I don't know. I'm kind of rolling the dice on this one, maybe literally. I don't know if this was to get us into the air elemental plane or to get us back.
Okay.
But they're the only ones that I have.
Okay, give me an intelligence check. Or history check, I'm sorry.
I can do that. They are the same.
Perfect. All right, let's go.
Natural 20. The mysteries of the cosmos.
So with
Dr.
a
Orpheus over here. Dr. Orpheus over there.
10 out of 10. Fucking love it. Okay, so with the all natural 20, you would know that the ones that you wrote down, they were the anchor to get back, because you were specific and you marked them down before you jumped through the portal, and then you used them to get back with Zarek's plate shift spell. So
That's right. Okay. Yes. So, do you want the actual numbers?
yeah, if you got them,
Yeah. So.
just
is
put
there
them
a
in chat.
Stargate and we can go to- Okay. Yeah.
You'll be giving these to Zarek, and they're not technically numbers; they're runes that match numbers. But yes, it works out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I just have them in this order.
Baby, lemon.
Lemon baby.
Wait, pirates are wild.
Perfect. Okay. Yes. That's awesome. Good note taken. Holy shit.
Fantastic.
So
Yeah,
Zarek.
there's a reason why one of the first magical items I was super stoked about was just infinite paper.
Yeah. Yeah, Zarek, you see you're given these, and they're written down in the right order as well. So basically, inside of his infinite scroll of paper, you find that there's a rough, or actually no, Uz is a really good artist at this point. Yeah, there's a detailed anchor circle that you can use. That's for your plane shift spell.
Okay.
Well, if everyone is ready, then we can use these to travel.
Real quick before we leave, I'm gonna
Yeah.
turn to Bloodscale. What are we doing with that thing in the corner that you told me not to look at that I totally looked at?
Oh yeah.
Question.
Stay here.
Oh,
I gotta get my cloak anyways.
Alright,
So
Zarek,
off I
if-
pop to go get that.
Sure.
I guess we should tell. Do you think that the people here would come to our aid if we came back here before the final battle? Do you think they? I mean, they stand against us.
Would find allies here, yes. I don't know if it would be everyone.
Alright. Well, we'll add this to the list of places to hit before we go to the final battle.
Zarek, you would know that Shraket Lor might be a better place to go for that sort of help. Because this is, you guys are at Zurthkit Lor. It's a much smaller settlement than Shraket Lor is like a big actual.
We're on an
city.
outpost, not the city.
Exactly.
But we would still find help in the city.
Yeah. I was just making sure you guys, if you're writing notes, you know to go back to the right place.
I think if the Anarch is still with the group, Mesnos might just point at her. Let her know.
Oh, she just nods. And we'll be heading back to Shraket Lor soon.
Okay.
And then, meanwhile, Mesnos. Oh, I have to look up one thing for him real quick that I just remembered.
Click, click, click.
Just because we can't see Mesnos doesn't mean we can't see his embarrassment.
I can see him. I can see him right now.
You can.
I could see him if I wanted to, but
You could.
I can answer any questions.
any questions?
I'm just gonna go over to the invisible corner and blindly feel for him.
Grope, grope, grope.
Oh yeah, there's gonna
God,
be
Zephyr,
accidents
didn't you
all
get enough of that
through it.
last night?
In front of your dad.
Oh, he was too scared.
Oh Lord. Oh, Zach's back soon.
He was too scared.
So before you guys get sorry, Zark, did you want to say something? I know you usually disconnect and reconnect when you're trying to speak.
Still can't hear a word you're saying, dude.
I see the green ring. But I
Yeah,
can't
you
hear
got
you.
a solid green ring, so you're either solidly like cursing
Screaming at
or
it, yeah.
or it glitched.
Technical
glitched hard.
difficulties.
Sometimes I have to force close the app.
All right, so we'll get back to Zarek once he comes back, as the app is a beast. But Mesnos is going to bring everybody over to him. He walks out of the shadows, regains his visibility. There's something we need to do before we go on.
Oh,
Bloodscale's already halfway upstairs. I'm just going.
He pulls out a book, and the book that you know. He goes to a certain page and shows you the names written there. Who all has their name in the book already?
Pretty sure.
When were we putting our names in the book?
Pretty sure it was just Zephyr.
Okay, good. I figured.
This happened like months ago.
This is a long time ago. It's basically in his book. He can write down names and then save people. It is getting stupid, Zach. I am so sorry. He can put down names and save people from dying once. And he's like,
He added me, so it's time to add everybody else too.
I don't know exactly how it will work and if it'll entirely work, but before we go any further, I want you all to sign your names here in my book. It will save you one time from death.
any disadvantages to this?
No.
He'll have your real name in his book. That's
All right.
it's gotta be real and full, which means Ooze is gonna take forever.
I have 10.
Well, we'll let you go first then.
Why are we
Like a-
adding our name to this book again?
It's a reverse death note.
Basically, it keeps
Reverse.
you from dying. It'll like
note,
take
if
you
you
back
will.
from the brink of death.
One time.
One time each or just one time period?
One time per person.
Oh, per person.
Yep.
Oh.
We can all die once and come back.
Look
And
at
I
my
can just
lightning
do-
body.
I could just do this.
Yeah. Oh.
Thank you.
I'm helping.
Yeah, it's hit 0 point, was not killed outright. So like power word death and disintegrate and things are all still shit to worry about, but bam.
Oh, so it's like a death ward.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Cool.
So I believe 5 names should get everybody. No, we'll give it. He gets 6 names because he was a previous demon and this was his fucking job. So there's still enough room for everybody. Don't fuck with him though. He'll erase your name. No, I'm just kidding.
Mesnos not getting put in there?
It's his book. He can't put his own name in it.
Well, then I will put my long ass name in there.
Perfect.
Once the magic is triggered, no creature can benefit from it until you finish a long rest. So basically, one of us can die, and he can get one of us to 1 hit point, but then he can't use it anymore until he rests. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Everybody gets one.
Because I thought you were giving us like infinite one.
Sorry. Oh shit. No. That would have really fucked the difficulty curve of what's coming up. I wanted to fuck it a little. I didn't want to do it that much.
It works once per day, but it can work for anybody whose name is in the book.
And remember,
Exactly.
once we
Only
have the
Mesnos
dagger,
could activate.
Yes.
once we have the dagger complete, Uza has infinite lives at least, because we'll be able to cut a door open to the air elemental plane whenever we want.
Let's pull him back out.
So we'll just, he can be on an infinite death loop if he needs to be.
Unless I die there.
It's making a lot of assumptions about what happens to him when he dies.
Yeah.
Well, didn't he die once? Didn't somebody die and get sent back to a plane?
I thought my brother died and got sent back there, but Akadi pulled him back.
So what we can do
He
is if
didn't- he
Uza
didn't
dies,
die, he
we'll
was-
cut the hole and we'll take Uza's brother to avenge Uza. And then if Uza's brother dies, we'll cut a hole and we'll get Tuza.
And we're not
The
resurrecting
order
Threeza?
of Uzas.
And I don't know if Tuza has made a Threeza yet. Either way, we're getting to Frieza.
Threeza's... I think Threeza's officially the body that was abandoned.
Oh
So you mean
god.
the body that Bloodscale's going to get right now?
Yeah, so Bloodscale.
The body that was abandoned is Ken Kuza already. He cannot be Frieza.
Yeah, true.
Fair.
True.
So, yeah, you go and pick up your cloak off of the innate form of the Kenku.
No, I pick up the whole bundle.
Oh, okay, yeah, you pick it up, you haul it up.
I'm going to drag the whole bundle back down.
Okay.
I have questions.
Well, first time
You
I
have
see everybody around a
questions.
book, I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Put your name in
Mesnos
the book. He can
gestures
stop you from dying.
you over.
Give me a minute.
Sure.
What questions did you have?
What's that? What are you doing? Why do we need it?
Those are good questions. Uza,
I'm okay.
I understand you're okay. This is not mine to decide. What do you want done with this?
That's a weird question.
I can give you an option. I can give you options if you want.
You know, it was made here. I feel like it should stay. Zarek! Zarek is meditating.
have
He's
good
currently
options.
citing the book.
Oh,
there he goes.
Can you hear me?
Hey, we got you. Yay!
Hey.
Zarek, what do you people do for funerals?
He meant your people, not you people.
Yeah. I said your people. Sorry, interdimensional connectivities.
DM, I honestly
Oh,
don't know.
sorry.
We let the bodies drift out into the nothingness until they return to the elemental stuff from whence they were made.
Exactly. Yeah. You can do that. There's a lot of times
Oh, 'cause
that
my suggestion was hawk it.
there's also a ritual where they
With
pull
reverence.
where they can pull a mode of essence of the person and like leave it as a torch or something lit or just like a floating light around to be a beacon to others until it eventually
Oh,
dissipates.
that's nifty.
I don't think we need anything that fancy. I just feel that it came from nothing here, and I just think it should return from nothing. I also don't feel comfortable leaving an essence of my blood, flesh, and possibly a chunk of my spirit. I don't know how that works. Just around. If somebody gets it.
Want us to burn it? We can just hit it with spells till it's nothing.
Well, if we huck it out, it'll probably disintegrate like the bodies we hucked out.
Oh, did those disintegrate?
Pretty sure they did.
I mean, as long as it becomes nothing.
Up to the DM if I'm remembering incorrectly.
Yes, yeah. You as far as you know, it drifts away and dissipates into nothingness. with no will of its, with no will around it to keep it whole, and with no interaction around it with it, and the once it is separated far enough from everything else around it, it dissipates, just like the madness that you see coming into creation and quickly leaving it as you're sailing the astral sea. With no anchor, there is nothing that can survive here.
So yeah, huck it.
Okay. Questions.
Yeet.
Questions.
Sure.
Questions.
I'm aware you're an adult now, so you won't shut up about it.
I'm a big boy now.
Wow.
However,
No, I did it.
however, this might be a real chance to say farewell to your old self.
I was gonna ask to take a look at it one last time. I'm kind of walk
Got a
up
big
and
ol' hole in the top of the head where the brain.
Yeah, right.
So
kind of.
We would have at least kind of put that back down. But Bloodscale's just gonna put it down, and then he'll just gently remove the cloak off of it.
okay. Beneath the cloak, you see yourself. Down to every last detail that you can remember, wearing the exact, the bare bit of clothing, and that you could turn into a bit of a cowl to cover the top part of your head, and sometimes pass as maybe a smaller, different race, as you were pickpocketing and making your way through the world as only your instincts and the lack of communication. You feel the welling up of that time and how oppressive it felt and how finite and certain everything was before you were freed from this body, from the ground, from everything that made life stuck in one repetitive loop, that made it stealing, that made it mimicking, that made it reliant on continuing that same exact cycle. You feel those shackles almost physically as you guys watch Uza's form kind of shrinks down, just to not magically or anything, but just kind of draws into himself as you look and feel what it is and what it was to be Kenku.
The cowl, that's the same blue one that I had.
Yep.
I'm gonna take that.
Okay. Mark Kenku blue cowl in your inventory.
So
As you
still technically have this one, but I turned it into the
you have two now.
cloak of the. Well, yeah, I turned it into the cloak of the deep crow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm gonna
absolutely.
take this one and tie it back around my waist. So there's this like a not a sky blue, but still a fairly light blue sash wrapped around.
Perfect. Easy enough.
Smaller than I remember. Most prisons are.
Yeah,
Thank you,
which
guys.
is true.
I know I've said it before, but I don't think you could possibly imagine what you've given me and my people.
Since Uza's right there, he's gonna get a big old Dragonborn hug.
I give him a hug back. Try not to look at all the eyes.
Bloodscale's pointed his head away from your face.
I guess with your height, I'm like at stomach level.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
all of the eyes close.
That's nice. All right. Well, with that, Bloodscale just gently picks up the body and just. Since we're
I'm gonna
just
help
kind
you
of at
huck it.
All right.
Strength check
Sure.
advantage.
Yeah. I think it's cathartic. It's like an arrow of mourning. But my story keeps going on.
So what check and who should make it an advantage?
Up to you guys. You guys. It's just a strength or athletics at advantage.
I will give that check to Bloodscale.
The problem is, I was gonna say if Uza's helping, Bloodscale's just doing like the full I'm carrying the weight, but I'm letting you do all the force.
Okay, make
So I was
individual
gonna
strength
say
checks.
Uza.
Make
Okay.
individual strength checks for me. Uza, go ahead and take advantage, actually. Oh, shit. All right.
Oh, wow.
Jesus.
All right.
18 and 20. Okay, give me just one more, just in case you can beat your 17.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Holding up a pinky
Okay.
feather.
Nope.
So as you pick it up, it's pretty light. It's of course light. Of course it would be. And as you kind of pick it up, Blitzscale your starts out next to you, and then he kind of fades to the back and just gets the kind of the bulk, and you kind of aim it. And you get ready. You're kind of hand on the stomach, hand aiming the face part of this old body, and you look and you see a star out in the distance that is a pale blue, almost the same color as the sash, almost the same color as lightning, almost the same color as your new arm. It feels right. You start to throw, and you feel this burst of strength as not only from within you as you throw, but from behind you as Bloodscale also puts it in. And as you throw it, the Kenku body flies out. And as it flies, it starts to disintegrate, becoming pieces. But it's flying so fast. You see the pieces, a spark leaps out from your outstretched hand, and a lightning bolt flies through all of it and seems to just shoot off outwards into the distance, headed towards that star.
I never got why our bones were still hollow. So we had to hold on to something. Huh. Let's go.
Hi.
Ken Kuza.
Oh. How did you think of that? Oh, I
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Alright, I gotta go write my name in a book, apparently.
Big letters. Make sure you spell it right. If you need help, let me know.
I'm gonna do it in Draconic, asshole!
Amazing.
Wanted to help. You helped me. I was just offering to help.
Is the mask fully attuned yet?
Yes.
But
Then
also make fun
Bloodscale
of
will
you.
say, and now, perfect! Not just like high school quality, but perfect Draconic. Fuck off, I got this!
I
The
don't
only
know
one
what
who
that meant, but it sounded
notices...
better.
Lysair would notice.
Visera, exactly.
Eric
That
giggles.
he was around.
He doesn't giggle. That's not a thing.
Oh, Zarek would know, yeah.
He the corner of his mouth curls up a little bit. There we go.
And then, sorry, Zach, you had some questions while your mic wasn't working. It was about the dead Githyanki?
Yeah, so we got all that info. I say all that info. We got an amount of good info from that Githyanki that we talked to while dead.
Uh-huh.
Did we convey that to anybody meaningful?
The Anarch was there.
Yeah, the Anarch was...
That's true. Okay.
Yeah, she got the last question, so you assume that, yeah, it's with the information is with
That
the...
she was listening to the rest of it. Yeah.
And Mesnos is translating it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can all kind of hear it anyways, but only people that spoke Gith could really, really
Appreciate it.
understand it, but
Yeah.
still.
All right.
Okay, yeah, that was it. I was
Okay.
just making sure we weren't leaving without giving actionable intel to somebody.
All right.
We gave it to the best somebody here.
Should we give them a copy of the journal as well?
It's in their library. We can just tell them it's important.
Yeah, we'll say for sake of brevity that Zarek, well, after you gave a copy to Chiron, you gave a copy to the Anarch. All right. Anybody else doing anything before we leave this plane?
Zarek, you want to talk to your brother? Make sure things don't get weird.
Zarek's not here right now.
Bloodscale will go talk to the Anarch real quick.
Okay. What do you want to say?
It's very similar. Hey, how you holding up?
I'm fine. There is lots of things in this world that change, and many that stay the same. I have a feeling that times will be harder before they are better, but hard times are the thing that defines the good times. There is a fight coming, but I do not think it will come here. I think that is what made most of us feel too safe. I feel as though now that they have forced us into it, they will regret it, and we will make them regret it.
I mean, that's good. However, just don't lose yourself in it.
This will not be my
Use
first
it
war.
on it.
It will not be my last. There is a saying with the Gith. If to anchor your will sometimes requires violence, to be certain of your anchor requires peace. I've seen both. I know my anchor is strong.
Alright, well, just remember they actually have a big, powerful asshole kind of backing them.
They always
We're
do.
gonna do what we can.
She nods. Zarek.
I had one more question.
Oh, go ahead.
What happened to where I could find a bronze, dragony,
A bronze dragon.
maybe magical? I don't know. Some sort of essence would work too.
No, unfortunately, dragons tend to like places where their hearts will not disintegrate into nothing. They are not things that often visit our realm.
Well, we got the brass here, so I just figured I would ask.
An impressive task.
And I will attempt to get all the other guys but the brass to close and let him rant for like 3 minutes while Zarek's dealing with his brother.
So, Zarek, I'm going to assume you can still hear me. You go to your brother, you tell him goodbye, you tell him be ready for a fight. You give him the intel from the dead Githyanki, and he nods. My brother, I will always be ready for the fight. It is the least I can do, and I know of our enemy a little bit more than, well, I could have learned if I had stayed here, but I do not think the shame will leave anytime soon. But one last time before you go, I would like to play while you sing. I am glad that it will be the secret. Mother would never understand. It would be pleasant to sing with you once more. And so, Zadok, you go into the throat singing as he pulls out his viol and plays along with you. While you two are playing together, you see he creates one of the motes of potential. And he's like,
Can I join in with my little finger rings?
that depends. Zadok, go ahead, you can type this in chat if you want. Is it just the two of you, or have you done this in a public place? Private. So they're doing this in private, so not this time. But as he releases this mode of potential, it shapes into a music note and starts to circle you as he's given you one. He's like, to help with your ceremony, so that way you get to where you need to be. I will miss you, brother. And with that, your brother gives you a hug. The moat swirling around the both of you, still echoing of this song. It has both parts of the song, and every time it passes, like, you're almost basically surrounded by it. It's very low, but the song that you both played together goes with you as you exit this private room and head back to everybody else. Anybody else have anything else left to do in this plane? All right.
Nay.
And Zarek, you open the scroll that was given to you by, or showed to you by Uza. You start to mark the symbols on the ground. They're very well done, and so it is actually pretty quick and easy. And as you, I assume we're casting this as a ritual since there's no hurry. 10 minutes later, all of the runes match exactly to the book. At this point, Zarek reaches out his hands to all of you, and as you all link hands, you feel once again the same kind of floating sensation you did when you first were transported by the Fool Prince of Fools in the Feywild. You feel yourself almost lifted and then falling together. And as you see things flashing by, a plane of fire, the fire now, you see orange and purple almost in equal measures. You fly past. You feel the wind on your face as you spin and see mostly the gray of clouds, the blue of the sky, and a batch of purple. You fall for a second, seeing a plane of water, and the water almost completely purple, passing through what seems pure stone around you, seeing nothing as you fly through it. And then you recognize the Feywild. You recognize there's something like a shadow behind the world. And as you all land, as it gets faster and faster, the other planes beyond that becoming a blur, you suddenly feel as if you were falling in your sleep, but standing up. You go to steady yourself from a fall that you weren't taking. And around you, you see the shrine exactly as it was when you left. The door closed now at this point. You're standing just outside of it. It's dark outside. That's where we're going to end.
Okay.
Good session.
Sweet. All right. Perfect. Yeah, so you guys made your way back to the material plane after a bit. And you guys are now back at the Erie.
Guys, our tent's still here.
Oh, thank God.
Shouldn't be, but that's great.
Yeah, the tent would be to the north quite a bit. But yeah, cool. I had no idea how that was going to go or what was going to happen, but as always, I was delightfully surprised because you guys are great. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Robin Fox, if you're still here, we'll see you on Saturday when we'll play more D&D. Other than that, any questions? What's that?
Give it a full plug, asshole.
It's off stream. It's just a private. Yeah. No worries.
No
there.
plug necessary.
No, I already plugged all of the Play Cancer streams that I was in. But go to twitch.tv/playcanceraway. They're a great charity. We raised over $5,000 for charity for cancer research and everything. We played ridiculous games like Pedal Paladins, Monster Hearts, some D&D, of course, as well. I know they're also creating an ongoing community for anybody out there who is suffering from cancer or have a friend or family that is suffering from cancer. D&D, these games are a great way to step outside of that for a little bit, and they're creating a community of both patients and just players, so that way they can introduce patients to it. It's a really wonderful, crazy cool thing, and they got people of all ages. Everybody from I think the youngest was like 19, and then the oldest was somewhere in their 70s or something. It was crazy, but just if you're feeling alone, especially with the way things are, and you're looking for a community, and that's a situation that affects you as well, there's one out there. Go check them out. That'll be my plug of the day, and then yeah. The plug of the day. Exactly. All right, so we'll go ahead and end in there. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll catch you next week. Same time, same channel, and if it's your day off again, I hope to see you there. Bye, everybody.